Sai.
Brago.
One Piece chapter 1158.
Ooh.
It's out. And another banger, I fear.
I fear indeed. And as you said, a top 5 reveal is in this chapter.
Yeah, I didn't go that far, but pretty big news, I'd say, considering just how casual the drop is and, I think what it means for the story. Funny enough, I'm looking at the official, and do we get like some dialogue saying what it doesn't even say it.
Oh, it does on the left side, bottom left.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right, where the hell does it?
Imagine they don't translate Kozuki Moria in the Viz official.
Oh my God.
That'd be so funny. Like, who is that?
I feel like that should be more like
Pronounced?
obvious. No, yeah, like
Yeah.
it's kind of in the side. It's like not even straight up.
It's like a Sunday morning crossword puzzle answer. They just hit it off to the side, like upside down, sideways, diagonal. It's like, what? Huh?
I guarantee there are a lot of people that read this chapter and was like, wait, what are you guys talking? Moria, what are you talking about? Like, oh, that's what it says. It's like, oh shit. So yeah, 1158, Rocks versus Herald. The cover story kicks off, and somebody was because in my reaction I was like, yo, so I said, guys, be patient. It's mid, but it's okay. Somebody's like, no, Braga, you inside, stay over there. You've been shitting on the cover story every single week.
I saw that comment too. I saw that comment. I mean, the thing is, we can all agree the cover story up until this point, it's been boring. We always knew that the ending was going to have a massive payoff.
We said it was going to go somewhere.
But it was boring up until today. Like, that's all it is. It's okay.
We said, I remember saying specifically, it's boring, but it's fine because it's canon material elsewhere.
Yeah.
I've been saying that. Like, it's fine because it's canon material elsewhere. And so, like, yeah, now we're getting to stuff that, like, is obviously really important. And Oda, he's been slow playing it. But here lies Kozuki Moria,
our hero.
The heroic pirate of justice.
Dude, now, what a title.
It's an insane title. Cap. But
no,
an insane
it's not
title.
Cap. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Less.
Dude, he fought Kaido while Odin was out on the streets, man. What? They should have teamed up.
Odin was twerking. Wait, okay, I don't think teaming up would have changed much.
It would have changed everything. Nightmare Odin. He could have put shadows in Odin, and that would have ended everything. Nightmare Luffy, 10 times stronger. Nightmare Odin, my God, dude. Would Kaido just get one shot? I don't know.
I just love how the Legend of Moria keeps getting more and more ridiculous. And people are now scaling Moria higher, and it's like nothing has changed. All right, nothing has changed.
No, everything has changed. It's all changed.
Him in real time,
dude. Wait until Moria whips out his Wano knees blade. He's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna pick up the sword one more time. And supreme grade blade Moria, dude. Imagine in Cross Guild, Mihawk and Moria clash.
What if Oda does a thing right?
Crazy.
It's like somebody in a cave and it's like one eye glowing. And you see them pick up the blade and they walk out the cave and it's more a fat ass. But he's not fat anymore.
He's skinny. He's buff.
He
got out of prison.
He got in shape.
Dude.
Where then are you scaling Moria?
High. Like, imagine that. Imagine he picks up a blade, and I don't know if you watch like Kuroko no Basket, but there's like a dunk that Kagami does in the anime, and the minute he does that, all the basketball players around the world were like, huh? What is that noise? Like, imagine if Mihawk, Fujitora, Zoro, everybody's like, whoa, like, a new swordsman. They've entered the realm of the gods.
Oh, so like when Saturn landed?
Yeah, it'd be like that, but around the entire One Piece world. Like, everybody feels it. And it's just Moria picking up his Wano blades again.
I don't know who you think Moria is.
Dude, he's Kozuki Moria, man. The hero, the pirate of justice.
Okay.
Oh my God.
What do you think actually happened?
What do you mean?
Do you think Moria was actually trying to save people?
see, Moria might not be as good of a guy as Wano thought, because he did end up stealing Shisui and Ryuma, etc.
Faked his
But
death.
you gotta admit, he did come back. He did try to defend his hometown, which is Ringo. Like, I think he does have a special place in his heart for Wano. He was raised here. Like, that can't be a lie. Like, you know, saying he's Kozuki, that could be a flub, right? But he was raised here. Like, they know this guy.
Do you think he's genuinely a Kozuki or adopted?
The adopted route, I mean, that could work. I just feel like it's a little bit odd, right? He was born in the West Blue, then he came all the way here, then the Kozuki adopted Moria specifically. I feel like that's a bit odd. I
feel like it's too much on the bone to not have him be an OG Kozuki, especially with what it could mean for wherever he ends up, and then 100%. The One Piece as well. So,
and you know, and Oda opened the door for that too, right? Because Zoro, he's a Shimotsuki, he's born in the East Blue. Like, it can happen.
It's not impossible.
Or not Tashigi, Kuina. She's a Shimotsuki, born in the East Blue. Moria could be the same thing.
Yeah, Shiryu. We have no idea, but
yeah, I was about to say, like, what's Shiryu? Like, did we get his last name? Shiryu of the Rain?
I think I'm a start a series where I just I do collabs and mention random facts and see how like the content creator reacts. Like, yeah, so we find out Shiryu was born in the East Blue. How does that make you feel? It's like, really, where
huh? Imagine that. Did you know that Shiryu's actually Luffy's mom?
Like, wait, when was that revealed? Well, Ivankov said so in chapter 929.
Did you not read the data book?
Have you been paying attention?
Reading with your eyes closed, huh? As Oda would say, reading comprehension issues.
Reading comprehension. I like how Oda makes things like sometimes intentionally complicated and it says reading comprehension. Yeah. Shout out to Ichiro. Either way, a great start to this chapter side, because we kick it off with some interesting dialogue. Okay, the Roger pirates find out that Shaki has opened her bar on Pirate Island, and they are excited to go check it out. Not to try to woo her or make her their girlfriend. No, they are excited to check it out just to see her. That is it. They just want to lay eyes on this woman. Now, in the midst of it, Roger is pouting, and Scopper Gaban goes to Rayleigh and says, yo, I can tell the captain was a bit down after the conversation you guys had. What did you guys talk about? Apparently it was a very important conversation. The conversation revolved around Shakuyaku, and she basically threw it at Rayleigh. She said, come and get some. I mean, come and get me. And he said, and he told Roger, like, hey, man, this is what happened. And Roger wasn't feeling it. You know, he was like, what do you mean?
You?
Like, what's going on? And he said, what? You aren't interested? And really, he's like, well, I'm not saying I'm not interested, but I don't want to be tied down, you know? Roger was like, well, I do.
That's so funny. Dude, Shaki could have ended his entire pirate career if Shaki said, hey, Roger, let's retire. Obviously Roger's joking, but I do wonder if he would be like, hey, guys, I need to take a year or two. I just got to hang out with Shaki for a little bit.
I love this dynamic. I love where it's going.
It's good.
Especially because it's diverging with Roger and Luffy, where they're so much alike, but then they're so different. So Luffy couldn't care less about a woman at all.
He doesn't even know what they are.
Right, he just thinks they're like aliens that came down with different parts. And then you got Rayleigh, who I don't want to say he's not like Zoro, because they have a lot of similar tendencies. Because I can see Zoro when he's older saying this about a woman. It's like, not like I'm not interested, but I don't want to be tied down. But I just like the route that is going with establishing these characters as like their own. They have their own identity.
Yeah,
I guess
they're
it's
parallel,
like it's not
but
just
they're different.
It's not a carbon copy, you know. So I do enjoy that. And I thought this is hilarious, like an important conversation between the captain and the right hand, and it revolves around a woman. Like Shaki could have broken up the Roger Pirates. What if Shaki said, "You know what? You guys got to fight for me. Whoever wins, I'll choose."
Oh, Roger would run the gauntlet against his own crew. It's kind of like when people are like, "Hey, can Luffy beat all the Straw Hats?" Like that's what it boiled down to. Can Roger beat all the Roger pirates? And I think the answer is yes. I think he'd probably whoop them for some good old shakuyaku.
Do you think Luffy can beat all the Straw Hats?
Can Luffy beat all the Straw Hats? I think so. Like, I mean,
Together.
Zoro and Sanji are like the only trouble, right?
Wow. Just say you don't care about Fishman.
Oh, yeah, there's Jinbei. I forgot about him. When did he join the crew again?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, it happened like, I think maybe a year ago. He joined on Egghead, right?
I'd say...
When did Fire start?
Yeah, whenever the Fire started. Fire started in Whole Cake Island. So that's when Jinbei joined the crew.
Yeah, Luffy's just too powered, man.
I think it'd become a battle of attrition. Can Luffy take them all out before the break?
Yeah, okay, I'd agree with that one.
Yeah,
and then plus, like, you gotta imagine a lot of the Straw Hats don't have hockey, so
but they have utility.
Hitting him is kind of like, ugh.
So like you got Robin who can like maybe stop some movements. Then you have Usopp can play, and Usopp is good with strategy, and Chopper he's really good at defending and like blocking Yonko and stuff. So Chopper
and then Frankie could just run him over with the motorcycle.
Yeah, he's done that to a Yonko before, and Jinbei's knocked a Yonko off his ship. Come on, man. Sanji was blocking Kizaru in the recent anime.
Shoot,
episode.
I might have to change my answer. You're spitting facts.
All these they've interacted with Yonko before. Luffy's wouldn't be their first time. Not the first go about for the Straw Hats. You underestimate them.
And then again, Luffy's kind of undefeated when it comes to like his Gear 5th form, right? He hasn't like lost outright, minus like time limit. Time limits, yes. But he hasn't like lost.
How do you separate it though?
I don't know if you can.
That's the thing. It's like, I know a lot of people say, well, Luffy didn't lose. He ran out of time. I'm like.
But that's still a loss because he's KO'd for a little bit. But at the same time, Luffy only gets better and better with his time limits, right? Like Gear 2nd, Gear 3rd, Gear 4th. Like by this point in time in Elbaf, he could probably use Gear 5th for double the amount of time he did on Egghead.
I remember saying that in going into Rift Piece. And then he was out of commission for like a while with Zoro. Yeah, where Zoro had to carry him. And it was just like, okay, is this going to get better? So I think it's the only thing that can stop Luffy is the time limit. I don't think the Straw Hats can beat him if Gear 5 is active at all. I mean, quite frankly, I don't think there's anybody that can beat Gear 5.
For now. When you bring up like Blackbeard who can nullify, Emu who's probably seen this like 1,000 times already, like I think they could beat Luffy. And then, of course, there's like Shanks, who's like what do people call him nowadays? The hockey man?
The Child of Destiny.
The Child of Destiny. Where did God King come from? Somebody just made up God King and people just run with it now.
I'm not sure.
I've heard God King so often.
I think I'm going to give it to the Tolado brothers because they have a segment on their podcast where it's like a specific Shank segment. And they just basically say that Shanks is the God King. Yeah. Like every episode. So
fair enough. I respect it. You say something so many times it gets manifested. I mean, that's Devil Fruits in a nutshell. Essentially.
So I'm not mad at it. But either way, important conversation between Captain and Right Hand. And, after that, Roger said, well, nobody's claimed it yet, actually, right? She wants you, but it hasn't been claimed. You don't want it. So let's go. Let's go.
Pillage her.
Pillage this woman. If you want something, you take it. Yeah. Ain't that right, boys? That's what Roger said. Now, in 2025, that can be flipped in so many ways. Yeah, Roger,
probably don't apply this to your daily life. If you see a woman at a grocery store that's a little bit beautiful, don't pillage her, guys.
Don't pillage her, right?
Don't follow get clipped, Roger's advice.
Don't get clipped.
Think of what Himmel the hero would do instead.
Oh, Himmel.
Love Himmel, dude.
So they decide to go to Pirate Island, even though it's Rox's territory. I saw people talking about like Marks as well, where Roger's saying, I'm hungry, Marks, feed me. And so this is the first time Marks has been mentioned in the canon story. So shout out to Marks. Welcome to One Piece, Marks. I know that a lot of Roger pirates had been introduced. Was Marks one of them?
I'm looking at it right now. Yes, Marks was one of the introduced pirates well beforehand, which it's so crazy,
was his role? Because I know they didn't have an official cook. So what was his role?
He didn't have a role beforehand. He was just a guy with broad shoulders, large arms, and slim legs, according to the wiki.
So I remember because recently like a bunch of Roger pirates got introduced and like all their roles. So Marks wasn't one of them that was in that? I don't remember.
Marks was not in there.
Okay. So now Marks is more than likely officially the chef.
Yeah.
So they did have somebody that was feeding Roger on the ship. So now the Roger pirates, they're going to Pirate Island. Let's go to Marijoa, roughly 40 years ago. And Garling, he's excited for another tourney because he says he found a nation that's unaffiliated with the world government, unique culture. Recommended they join, and they said no.
Insane decision, by the way.
I said the same thing, and I was like, I get it, where it's like they probably heard stories about the world government and like, no, we do not want to be a part of that. However, it's certain people when they ask things, it's not really asking.
Yeah, you just got to say yes. And then what's crazy is that you look at Harold and everything he's doing for the WG, and he's still getting turned away. He's still getting the cold shoulder. God Valley had that on a silver platter. Dude, Harold would beat them senseless if he knew that they had it this easy. My God.
It's interesting because, like, Harold has a very narrow view. We're going to talk about him, but...
Oh, yeah.
He's looking at it as, like, this is the come-up. This is how we change how we're viewed. And it's like, it's good intentions, but it's obviously leading to, like, bad decisions because it's just, like, just becoming affiliated, officially a member of the world government doesn't help that much. Especially with what you're trying to change, Harold. And I'm sure these people of God Valley are probably privy to the taxation and just how the world government can be as far as ruling with an iron fist. And like, nah, I think we're kind of good. And Garland's like, yo.
Mm-hmm. If you were a king of a nation,
yeah,
would you agree to this?
I'm going to ask how much wiggle room I have.
It's just like a 10% tax.
It depends on my army.
Yeah. Like if you can defend yourself.
Can I defend myself? If I feel like if they attacked me, like, can we survive a Buster Call? If they chose to attack my country, is it a possibility that I can survive a Buster Call or full out attack? Do I have like capable soldiers on that level or people on that level? I think it just gotta be realistic. Like if I say no, they probably could just try to take it in a different way. So I have to be careful because if I say no, I'm saying no to like the superpower in the world.
Yeah.
So it depends on who I am as a country. Like I would ask for wiggle room. Like what is there another agreement? Like for instance, like Hancock, where it's like, okay, I become a warlord and my country's protected. It's like different ways to kind of get around becoming officially affiliated, but it'd be hard to say no, considering
super hard to say no. Like imagine your strongest fighter is Kyros.
Yes, I'm just saying yes.
Yeah, just say yes at that point.
Yes.
Yeah, the Tontadas there. Yeah, I'm saying yeah.
I would negotiate, right? I'm going to negotiate strongly, but I know I'm saying yes, push come to shove at the end of it.
Yeah, I can't believe God Valley said no then.
They said no.
They got no fighters, bro.
They said no. And Garling says the island is rich in resources and would be a great benefit. And then he found something preposterous there, right? And he said, a discovery I never expected to make. He said the Great One will be quite pleased with it. And he's recommending God Valley for the next competition in 2 years' time. So, insane, because we know what the competition does. It basically turns the inhabitants into members of this game, right? It's basically a hostile takeover.
Oh yeah,
That's essentially what it is.
a cleansing
Right?
event.
Like you go and you're using the citizens as toys, as rabbits, as hunting food. Like you're taking over. And so one question though, what do you think they found? What do you think he made a discovery of? He said the great one will be quite pleased. Is it a nice set of ass? Is it a poneglyph? Is it a power source? Is it vibranium? What do you think he found?
It's funny because at first I also thought it was a piece of ass, but and then it was like, okay, if it's a piece of ass, and if Emu would want it, then why didn't Garland just bring it back? Why wait 2 years? Whatever it is, it's something you cannot put on a ship and bring back easily.
You gotta go and
scour
and mine it.
Yeah,
a poneglyph would be interesting, but it has to be something connected to Emu. That would make the great one pleased. The tough part is that we have some indication of what Emu wants, but what is something that would truly make Emu feel like, oh yes, this is amazing. Some people did say could be an energy source, which would be interesting to power the device they used to destroy.
Lelucia.
What country was that? Lelucia.
Yeah.
And so I don't know. Here's the thing. I feel like we think big when it comes to things like this. We're like, oh man, we could be something like an ancient weapon. Ends up being like something small.
Yeah.
So I wanna like go somewhere in the middle.
Queen Lily.
Ooh, that'd be interesting. What about a grave?
Yeah, a grave would be pretty cool.
Like a
or like a
grave
sword
of,
or a weapon.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the thing is though, with the God Knights, that's interesting. Even 40 years ago, Garland was privy to Emu. He was privy to Emu. So like, do you think all the God Knights have met Emu or seen him or
100%?
So the God Knights essentially are their round table of celestial dragons that they don't know as much as the Gorosei, but they're privy to Emu and Emu's wants. So it's like Emu's personal guard, almost.
Yeah, funny enough, I almost hold the God Knights higher than the Gorosei. Like I
Really?
feel like it's night and day on what they do.
Right, they have different factions.
Different factions, but I do think the God Knights, they have the same amount of access to Emu. And with Emu, like, we've never seen a Gorosei member in the flower room with Emu. We have seen God Knights in the flower room with Emu. There's that distinction there. And then plus, like, when Emu showed up to Elbath, Sommers and Killingham, they both knew immediately that was Emu, right? They said, oh, great one, you're here. Also,
it could be that we know there's some connection between Emu and the God Knights.
Yeah.
So maybe an interaction is necessary. And then, again, seeing Emu's interaction with the woman we think could be Gunko. It could be interesting that, like, again, maybe it's a contract that has to be fulfilled, but they know of Emu, they're privy to it. And of course, the girls say they have a contract of some sort because Saturn got, wiped away after he failed. So if I had to say what it could be, because he said he found a bunch of resources. He said something preposterous, though.
Something absurd.
Insane. Unbelievable. It can't be ass.
Yeah. As fun as the answer that ass is, it can't be that. It's got to be something that they thought doesn't exist anymore.
What about a straw hat?
A straw hat. I mean, Emu does have a straw hat in the vault. Maybe that's it. But how would they know that this straw hat's special?
I think maybe a connection to Joy Boy.
Okay.
But he said he'd be quite pleased with it. So it's something that's gonna benefit Emu in some way.
Yeah.
Or make him happy. What would make Emu happy right now? Like at this point, thinking about Emu, what would make him happy?
I can't imagine a lot would make him happy. I feel like they live such a easy life. Everything's kind of been going their way. Like, it's got to be something for entertainment, maybe.
Yeah, it's interesting, and I'm sure more than likely next chapter we figure it out. Because I think the flashback comes to an end within the next couple of chapters. Well, actually, because I think the flashback ends when Harold dies, for the most part. So we might have like 2 or 3 chapters left of the flashback. Because we have to get to not only the end of God Valley, which I'm not sure if we even see it, considering Harold wasn't at God Valley.
Your knowledge, yeah.
So we may see the end of Rocks, like after God Valley, and then we have to see the death of Harold. But you also have to see like after Harold becomes affiliated with the world government, because Loki was calling him a sellout. So that happens, and then we have to see the death of Harold too. So it's quite a few things. We have a lot of
time to cover.
Yeah, it's quite a few things we still got to get through. Either way, in this chapter, we get to the Shaki's bar, right? And Shaki, she has total control. Like, they do anything for her. Important things, though. Shaki picks up on Rox and says that Rox has lost a bit of interest in her. And Big Mom says, talks about women's intuition. And Rox is saying, hey.
Chill.
Relax.
It's a secret.
It's supposed to be a secret. It's like, what are you talking about? And then, Bakken says, it's not just the woman. That's the face of a new father.
Crazy intuition, by the way. Women are scary, man.
That's a very specific thing. Like, how do you know I'm a new dad? That's
Maybe
crazy.
Like the scent of like fresh cum.
Or maybe baby powder.
Oh, probably that. Yeah, wait, that makes sense. Like formula.
Yeah, or baby milk.
Yeah. I thought there would be like, yes, that's a man who just planted seed.
We always hear about female intuition. Do you think there's anything such as male intuition?
I think that's like where vibes kick in, right? We get bad vibes from people. Like you see a guy walking down the street, you're like, man, that guy's got some bad vibes to him. I'm like
your
guy.
protective instinct kind of kick in.
Yeah.
Like when you put your lady in the inside of the sidewalk, like, no, I got this. I'll walk out here.
Yeah, or like, hey, get in the car quick. I'll pack in the groceries. I got a bad feeling about this parking lot.
Yeah. Yeah, when you reverse in you reverse in instead of like pulling in. Yeah. You're like, I just think reversing in is probably best right now. Yeah.
Why'd you do it this time? Just trust me, lover.
It's just a feeling I have. All right.
Like the butterfly effect. You see like the opposite and you would have died the other way. Like something absurd would have happened.
No, you're right. That is male intuition.
Yeah.
So that's insane that they just off of female intuition they could tell that not only Rox had a woman, but he got her pregnant and he's a new father. That's crazy. So now, Rox is interestingly enough not interested in Shaki anymore. I guess like for that breaks the spell. Not because she doesn't really have a spell over you. It's just like because of how amazing she is, it kind of like takes your breath away.
Post-nut clarity.
Yeah. But the thing is, it seems like Whitebeard is kind of chilling. Like, you think he like jerked off before they came to the bar?
Maybe.
Yeah, because he wasn't feeling it. He wasn't feeling anything that was going on.
I think he still likes Shaki, but because Shaki's not like directly talking to him, he's like chilling. He's too focused on the Rock's child storyline.
Yeah, I got not a theory, but a perspective about Whitebeard too. This entire debacle. But we'll talk about it.
That's curious.
Okay with Whitebeard because he leaves.
Yeah,
I was saying like this entire scenario was very difficult for him. Because one, Roger comes in with his crew. Two, Rox announces that he is, well, not announced, but it's announced that Rox is a father.
Oh, so you think Whitebeard wants a family right here, huh?
So not only the crew dynamics of the Roger Pirates, Rock's being a father, and Whitebeard is just like,
damn it. I
right?
should be out on the open seas with my own family.
Because Roger says like, I hate this. They're just always noisy. I think it's just a bit of jealousy, a bit of envy.
Yeah.
Because he wants that, you know? There's just a lot going on that, you know, and especially for Whitebeard, like the Rock's Pirates doesn't feed him because it's not a true crew. They're just together for like shits and giggles. Like it's no like undying loyalty. It's not a friend. It's not a family, right?
Yeah.
And then here comes the Roger Pirates, and they're all like together and happy, and it's just like.
One thing I loved, and I didn't notice it, somebody in the comments pointed this out, but when Whitebeard leaves, he says, yo, put my drinks on Rox's tab, which is a callback to Marco. Because Marco said that Whitebeard was a cheapskate who never paid for his own drinks because he sent all of his money to Sphinx Village. So he saw that here.
Ah, that's cool. Also, I think when Whitebeard went out, he talked to Rayleigh.
Oh, you think he paid Rayleigh a visit on the Roger ship?
I think he's just walking, and remember, Rayleigh was singing Bink Sake.
Yeah.
He's like, walk by, and something that I remember, after Whitebeard died, Rayleigh was crying. So I'm like, they got to have some type of relationship. Like, I'm not, unless you get old and you start crying for everything, you know? Where it's just like,
it's like one of the greats,
Whitebeard.
you know?
Damn it,
it's like, you know, you see somebody you knew from high school, and it's like, damn, he just died, bro. Sucks.
I didn't know him. I'm like,
Yeah.
damn. That sucks, you know?
Yeah, it sucks.
He's a cool guy. I'm not crying, though.
True.
But
I mean,
again,
okay.
it could be a situation where, like, if you're in your 70s and then somebody from your high school died, you're like, damn.
But you had to have known him for a little bit.
Right, but I'm sure you ran into him every now and again. It's like, damn, there's only 3 of us left from my high school. It might hit me a little differently.
Yeah.
Because for Rayleigh at this point, like, there aren't many people left from his generation, you know, and so I did think like it would be cool that they had a conversation after Whitebeard goes out, because I think they're both kind of at a crossroad, where Whitebeard with starting his own crew and starting a family, and Rayleigh with like kind of settling down with Shockey and kind of taking her up on her offer. And also the Roger Pirates, they're like about to ascend as well, you know? So that would be interesting if Rayleigh was kind of like the catalyst for Whitebeard in a way to kind of do his own thing. Because we know Rock's in God Valley, everything fell apart. So not sure if we see it here, but everything fell apart there. Either way, another genius move by Oda in this chapter, Sai. Wanna know what that is?
The Gloriosa segment.
Yeah, that too. But making Shockey's bar a neutral site.
That's smart.
Very, very, very smart. Because now we can enjoy the dynamics of these characters without it being about strength and power and BS. It's just like, yo, we can't fight. We can talk shit, but we can have all these characters in the same bar. Whitebeard, Big Mom, Roger, Rox, Kaido. All these people in the same bar, and it still exists just because of Shockey and it being a neutral site. I thought that was marvelous.
It shows how big her influence is, right?
Yeah.
Because not just anybody could say, hey, neutral zone. Like, nobody's going to respect that. But Shockey, they do. Like Rox and Roger, the gems of the old age, they're not fighting here. That just shows how much they, like, you know, even though Rox is in love with another woman, he still respects Shockey. He still gives her that onus.
A lot of respect there. Where that, let me think. I'm trying to think, could that happen today?
There being like a neutral zone. Isn't that like Antarctica or something?
I'm talking about like in the One Piece world. So like
today the story.
Not a neutral zone, but like if if Luffy, Buggy, Shanks, and Blackbeard were in one bar. Honestly, I don't think anything happens.
Yeah, I feel like they're smarter than to fight right away anyways.
Yeah, I think it's like a very. Obviously it's not as loose as this, but maybe a very very tense standoff. Very tense.
Yeah, there's no character that could recreate this today. There's like,
No,
I mean, obviously there's Boa, but they
but
wouldn't do this for Boa though.
Boa. Okay, here's one thing.
I don't know.
Boa doesn't seem obviously. I'm not sure how old Shaki is here. Well, she probably wait. Shaki's 64, I
think.
believe.
I'll look
This
it
is
up.
40. So Shaki's 24. She's younger than Boa now,
Yeah, that is
but she
right.
comes across much more mature. Like, it's not that Boa is constantly shown as an immature woman. I think she just has like some immature ways about her. I'm not sure if because she's fawning over Luffy, I view her differently. But she doesn't seem as in control as Shaki is.
Yeah,
I
Boa
guess.
isn't as flirtatious to other men too.
Well, Shaki knows how to use her beauty and control other men.
Yeah.
Boa just shits on him.
Yeah.
Like,
Boa
you
just
deserve
uses
to
her
be
fruit
beneath
whenever
my feet.
she can.
Yeah. Which does amplify, you know. I'm sure it's difficult for her because of how much power she does have with her beauty and with her fruit, but it feels a little different. Like I said, this is genius move by Oda. I enjoy seeing the Rocks and Roger clash. Of course, you can't help but think about Ace and Blackbeard.
They look just like them. Spitting image.
Spitting images of them both. And I think even after we transition to a different part of the chapter, when they talk about at sea, it's a different story. It's like, oh man, like just these two, like who would have known what the future would hold for them and their children in the future? Like it's crazy. It's actually insane.
If Roger knew that Ace would lose to Blackbeard in the future, do you think Roger would just, I don't know, kill Rox's child? Is that crazy?
I think Roger would be proud of Ace. Because
for trying?
He went to do it because of a crewmate.
True.
You know? And we've discussed ad nauseum how Whitebeard handled it and how it kind of feels like I don't think Ace did the wrong thing. It was reckless, but I'm thinking if I was on somebody's crew and I'm a commander and somebody that's not a commander takes out somebody that's close to me, I would think he deserves to be brought to justice anyway. So I don't think Ace did anything wrong. I think it could have been. I think in this instance, this is when you follow the tactics of the world government, where if we're going after somebody, it's rare that they're sending just one person. It's like, here's a guy, but he has backup. There's a bunch of different people with him, or at least he has a partner. I think Ace should have taken a partner.
Yeah, like how Kizaru on Egghead, he had like the 9 VAs, and they were like powerhouses. Like Ace should have brought over like at least 3 division commanders or something.
Even if it's not division commanders, maybe 3 of your best guys in the division, right? Or like, who was Statch not close to anybody else? Was nobody else offended?
Nobody else wanted to avenge Thatch. Yeah,
nobody else wanted to go?
He had a whole division. Like, where are those guys?
Like, you played The Last of Us.
I haven't played. I watched, but yeah.
Oh, you watched it? Okay.
Yeah,
good.
yeah. I watched the game.
Either way, after somebody died, there's a bunch of people going after them for revenge. Even though one person was spearheading it, you had several people that were willing to go. Even if it was just to bring them back. Right? It was like nobody went after Ace, even to bring him back.
That's kind of crazy.
Kind of crazy. It is kind of crazy.
Especially when Blackbeard had like a whole crew. So it'd be like 1v5. It's like, wait a minute, Ace, you should have brought like 5 randoms.
I think
at least, right?
especially when also, I believe this is confirmed that the Spade Pirates were Weren't they assimilated into the Whitebeard Pirates?
I don't know what happened to the Spade Pirates. I'll admit I'm really bad. I haven't like checked out the Ace novels too in depth.
I thought they were. I thought I read that somewhere. I forget. But
Max
none of Ace's
Deuce. What happened to that guy?
Robin a Deuce.
I'm trying to look. It's meeting Ace, Voyage of the Spade Pirates, encountering Whitebeard. Yeah, Deuce quickly became integrated into the Whitebeard Pirates, joining the medical team carrying after Whitebeard.
He's not dead, right?
That's it. Not much is known about Deuce's life as a Whitebeard pirate until the summit at Marineford, where he fought despite most of Whitebeard's medical staff being left elsewhere. He was there?
Apparently.
When was this? I don't remember this.
But the thing is, Deuce didn't go with him?
Yeah, that's like his right-hand man, you know? That's his boy, dude.
It's this guy. Come on, man.
That's like Odin fighting Kaido without the scabbards. It's like, wait, what? He wouldn't do that.
It's funny stuff.
It's like Odin fighting Kaido without his cousin Moria. Like, why? Bring Moria, man. Should have fought with Moria.
And I'm not gonna hear the end of this.
You know, one of our first videos, funny enough, I went back. One of our first videos we ever did together was glazing Moria.
I think I gave Moria props in that video, saying that he got treated unfairly by the WG.
2.5 years ago, we talked about Moria joining Cross Guild and how Perona is like our favorite girl in One Piece too. And we love like Absalom's character and his development too throughout Thriller Bark. We had like a lot of like key inflection points that we look back at and we just really enjoyed Oda's writing when it came to these characters.
I remember specifically saying that I enjoy Perona much more post time skip than I did pre time skip, where I see the vision now, at least, where she's likable. And for Moria, I gave him his props for like at least being a good soldier. And
then Absalom, he had a great like utilization of his devil fruit, using like invisible bazookas and stuff.
He's a creep.
But Brago, he had the skin of a lion.
Yeah.
that was the straw that broke the camel's back. He had the skin of a lion. That's what got you to crack. But Brago, he has elephant biceps.
It's like, what? He's a creep, yeah, but he has the skin of a lion, man. Like, okay, that's cool. I think I told you about this TikTok before I saw, where it's like a guy. It was like a prank talking about like the superpowers that he'd want.
Yeah,
and he said invisibility. Memory erase.
Oh my god.
And DNA removal.
I know where this is going. And time freeze.
I think it was time freeze.
Yeah, and time freeze while I'm at it.
I think it was time freeze, DNA removal, and invisibility. Like what?
What would he do with those powers, I wonder?
Yeah, I wonder. Stop time and
fight Thanos.
That's it. Because the other options are not as thrilling. Either way, it's getting exciting at the Shaki's bar. Everyone's knocked out. I'm assuming because the Roger Pirates walked up and just destroyed everyone. Again, Whitebeard leaves. He can't stand the noise those people make. And he says, they ask him, like you said, closing out Newgate, said put it on Rox's tab. Of course, in the commotion, Shaki goes over and says, yo, Roger, where's Ray? Because I told him to come with us, but he's resting on the ship. Said he wasn't feeling good. And here comes Gloriosa, and Roger says, I don't like you because you like me. It'd be different if it was Shaki, though. It's like...
It's crazy, dude. She wanted to join his crew, too. I get it. I get it.
That's kind of real life,
You don't want somebody that fawns after you like that. It's too much.
That's kind of real life. If somebody's too into it, Kind of like chill out.
But just think about the min-maxing potential, though. Like, the amount of power Gloriosa could bring to the crew. My God.
Yeah, but like, imagine how annoying she is to him.
That is also true.
Like, okay, how do I say
You could
this?
turn her into, like, Big Mom.
But think about it. Think about back in the day when you were a single man and a girl really liked you, but you did not like her at all. Imagine you're on a crew and on a boat for months at a time, and she's there.
You couldn't escape her.
You can't escape her. And honestly, if you have her join the crew, that's like basically confirming or agreeing to her, her advances, I guess.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah.
I don't.
It's
I
like
don't know about
no.
that.
Yeah, it's like no. But I mean, shout out to him for being so forward. No,
yeah, he knows what he wants. I respect that a lot.
Yeah.
He's not beating around the bush. He's not leading her on.
Yeah, he didn't just like use her for her body, right? He's like, no,
He's a better
I don't
man
like
than most of us.
Yeah, the official says something interesting. Says, I don't need a woman who throws hearts all over the place, causing chaos.
Interesting choice of words. I see what he means, though, but yeah.
I was going to say Shaki does the same thing, but I feel like Shaki brings peace with her power. Where, like, she uses her influence to control people to do things for her, but it's not adding to the chaos, I guess. Especially even with the bar, it being a neutral site. But I think Gloriosa has gotten an unfair shake. It's kind of like one of those things where, the Marines, for instance, where like a lot of One Piece fans hate the Marines, and it's not because the Marines are bad characters or whatever. It's like the story is telling you to hate the Marines, and so I think in this instance, the story kind of tells you to like Shaki more. So I think a lot of people are leaning towards Shaki because the story's telling them, and Gloriosa just kind of gets written off. But I think Gloriosa is like officially a baddie too.
Yeah, not as bad as Shaki or Boa, but yeah.
She's not that far behind though.
She's not like super far behind.
Yeah, she's not that far behind. Like,
I mean, just look at the panel space, right? Shaki gets a full ass page by herself, and then Gloriosa gets like a half panel.
yeah. It's just, it's like telling you, hey, Shaki's better, all right? Just know that she's better. So she says, what kind of logic is that? And then, of course, Shaki passes on Roger's advance, and Roger makes a face. What do you think that face meant?
So my headcanon is that while Roger's a little bit sad that Shaki passed on him, he also doesn't like that Shaki's disappointed that Rayleigh's not there. I think deep down, Roger knows that this is Rayleigh's girl. And that's why he says, stupid Rayleigh, why didn't he come, right? It's like one of those things like, yeah, like, you didn't end up with her, but you still want her to be happy.
Yeah. It's one of those where it's just like, he can see or feel the sadness, I guess.
Yeah.
And just like, he understands just how, if Rayleigh was there, it'd probably have been better for Shaki. So Roger, in a way, is showing just how selfless he can be. And he wanted to drink with Whitebeard, and it's funny, Big Mom is right there saying he just left. Obviously, this is before Roger broke into her territory and stole her on a cliff.
Yeah, kind of crazy, huh? I feel bad for Big Mom, bro. But I mean, also you could say that like the reason why Roger broke in and didn't fight her is because they have
because of
some
that,
sort of friendship here, right? They're not like enemies.
That's a good point. I didn't think about that, but maybe like I don't want to fight her. She just has what I need. So let's just break in and get what we want and just get out of there.
Don't want to hurt Big Mom.
Because I can imagine like Roger's like running away. He's like, Roger, stupid Roger. He's like, Lin, I just came for the poneglyph, all right? Just came for the rubbing. That's it. So I get it. Now it's like with the dynamics and them being in one place and not, of course they can't fight, right? That's the agreement. I can see how like back then it could be more endearing, and why they would be more fond of each other, and why the Whitebeard and Roger, they'll meet and they have like a, what was it, a 2-day fight?
I think it's like, yeah, 2 or 3 day fight.
2 or 3 day fight, and basically no casualties, and everybody's pretty much okay at the end. But it's like, and then they have a sit down after the fact where it's like they're cordial. You know, it's nobody's done anything to the other person enough where it's like real hate there, as far as we know at this point. You know, so I think that's
kind of wish
interesting.
Shiki was here, because we know Shiki and Roger kind of have like this small beef later on with the Ed War.
But Shiki wanted Roger to join him.
Yeah, they wanted to take over the world together.
Yes. So it's like, it's not compared to today, where a lot of stuff that's happened, it's like real malice. It's like real reasons for hate. It doesn't feel like that right now. Of course, Shaki passes out because it seems like because Rayleigh was singing and she heard it. Initially I thought like she was like, because of the Rayleigh thing, it was like an onset of love sickness, but I think it's just passed out because of him singing Bing Sake.
Oh, yeah. It's not bad.
Yeah, that's I think I'm leaning there. And of course, like again, after they at sea, it's a different story. Roger and Rox, they go at it.
Immediately start mean mugging. Like right after we leave the island, they're like mad. They're like, oh, that damn Rox needs a Beck. That damn Roger, huh?
I gotta think. I'm sure it's it's about ideals, because I'm willing to wager, and I had a crazy theory that Rox fought Roger before, right?
Okay.
But he challenged him to a Davy back and lost.
Oh, that'd be cool. I like that. Yeah.
Right? He's the only person he lost a Davy back fight to.
I mean, it's either that or Roger's crew is so insignificant, Rox didn't want to Davy back fight him. But I like your idea more. I do like the thought that Roger won the Davy back, because that's like the most piratey game you could play.
Right. But I also think that Rox offered Roger a spot on his crew. Because, like, why would you not offer somebody else that's, like, one of the strongest pirates, right? And I think after the Davy back, like, Rox probably got pissed and then they started fighting for real.
Yeah.
But
we know that Rox
like
doesn't care about egos clashing, too. So he definitely would have wanted to recruit Roger just for his power alone.
Roger, Rayleigh, Scopper. Yeah.
A broken-ass crew.
Yeah, bring them all, And, so, and, of course, I think the loss kind of spurred the rivalry, That's my headcanon, though.
That's good headcanon.
Elbaf, Underworld. We have Rox versus Harold. Now, I laugh because I just saw a post on Twitter about how to draw a fight like H.
I saw that.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Any thoughts?
They're not wrong. It's funny because, coming into this chapter, people were already talking about that. Like, without seeing or knowing that Rox would fight Harold, people already said, hey, they're just going to clash a couple of times. We're going to see some black lightning, and then it's just going to be off screen and it's a draw. And that's exactly what happened in this chapter.
Yeah. So somebody said on Twitter, how to draw a fight like Ichiroda. Step 1, forget devil fruits. They're too creative. This is post-time skip. We use hockey and lightning now. Step 2, draw 2 characters clashing with a bunch of lightning everywhere. If they're really strong, have the narrator say it blew people away or some shit. I don't know. Step 3, now you can stop at step 2 and call it a day. Or instead, title the chapter after the fight and add like 3 pages of the fight, but that's it. Then, and this is the most important part, cut off screen and declare the fight a draw. This is really important as it gives you, or it saves you from having to do the hard work of actually drawing a good fight. And you don't have to embarrass another character. Just make everyone equals. And step 4, repeat. Congratulations, you now know how to draw a fully authentic One Piece fight.
That is
Out of
hilarious, man.
Out of pocket.
Out of pocket, hilarious though.
Yeah, it's funny. Like with the fight with Harold, I didn't expect much. Like first off, I don't expect much from giant fights. We know this. Like
they're slow.
It's difficult. I think Oda made this look interesting. I would say in this fight though, and this has been something post time skip that's changed for Oda. If you go back to look at pre-time skip fights, it's not as much clutter. And it's not as much, I guess for each of the sequences, it feels like so much is going on. So it's sometimes hard to kind of follow certain things. It's not as clean, right? And I think this is Oda trying to say, well, this is the new world. This is another level. It's a lot more going on, but it's like, I feel like, I did enjoy the simplicity of it. Either way, we had Rox and Harold. They're basically squaring off, and it's like they seem equal. I think the fight is less important. I think what's way more important is what they say
to
each other.
Yeah.
The dialogue. It tells us a lot about their characters. Generally, how they feel about one another. Because this dialogue, this back and forth, it implies that Harold did see Rox as a friend as well. I question that a bit, but I would say Rox is the closest thing Harold has to a friend. There's nobody else.
Yeah.
Like literally. You have Ida, that's his woman. Dorian Broggie aren't there.
Maybe have like allied nations, but they're allies, not friends.
They're not friends, right? And Rox is probably the only person where you can have like candid, honest conversations about things with. And the same for Rox with Harold. There's nobody else, right? Like everybody else is following you. They're following you for a certain reason. There's nobody that's with you because you're friends.
They want to be there. Like they're literally obligated via Davy back to be there.
Obligated to be there. So one, Harold is Rox's only friend. Rox is Harold's only friend. And so that makes this a bit tougher, to read and to see the dialogue. I did see some conversations about like who was wrong and who was right in this situation. What would you do, Sai?
I mean, it's tough, right? Like, if I was Harold,
considering what he wants,
I don't know if I would fight a friend for it, but at the same time, I don't blame Harold for making this decision. It's a hard decision, right?
Yeah, it is.
But at the same time, like, he knows that Rox is a villain. He's a notorious pirate. He's not the nicest guy out on the open seas. And, while he does know that the Celestial Dragons are scum and they like slavery and yada yada, like, he wants to believe in this future that Elbaf could have. Does Elbaf get that future if he becomes part of the WG? No. We know that.
Nope.
Even Harold should know that to an extent. But he does want to believe in, he does want to believe in that future, though. It's kind of like Odin, right? Odin and Wano, he believed in Odochi and Kaido's promise that they would leave in 5 years. So he, emasculated himself, danced naked, and let them build up their power, which we know is wrong. And at that time, we knew was wrong already. Like, there's no way those hostages were going to be freed.
Yeah.
So it's like they have this blind optimism in a way. And I can't, like, dog it too hard. Because it's like, I understand it to an extent. Like, they're both fighting for what they think is right. But Harold is obviously wrong. And he has examples that he's wrong. But he just doesn't want to see it yet because he's been working towards this goal for so many years, right? Ever since he met Ida 80 years ago. 40 years of his life plus has been dedicated to joining the world government.
I have a perspective. And you talk about Odin, right?
Yeah.
Like you said, when he started twerking in the Capitol, we knew it was wrong. We knew it wouldn't work, right? Odin's ass was not fat enough to change the world. But here's the thing. Here's a difficult thing, and I feel like a lot of people, it's difficult for them to see this. They already know the world government's, that route doesn't work out. So they're coming at it sometimes from the perspective of, obviously you go the other way, Harold. This way won't work. But we know the outcome this way. So for the other way, we have to speculate and kind of think through this. So the other way, from what Rox is talking about, is joining him, taking over the WG. He's in charge with his band of hooligans. Big Mom, Kaido, Captain John, Shiki, right?
Barbell.
These people are in control of the world government, essentially. And now, at this point, the goal isn't control or, making a great country. The goal is how much can we make from this? How much money can we get from this? Harold is trying to change the perception of the Giants. Joining the world government is not going to change that. But would the perception of the Giants be better if an ancient giant, spearheaded the takeover of the world government? We already feel like you guys are savages and destructive and violent. And a hostile takeover of the world government, is that going to change how we view the ancient giants? Honestly, if that happens, everybody might just blame the ancient giants. They might just blame Harold. Be like, yo, this guy, he's a reason. And honestly, like, with Dragon, or just having a plan is important. I compare Rox taking over the world government, and we bring up our favorite story, Lion King. I compare it to Scar taking over the Pride Lands, right? It wasn't about making the Pride Lands better. It was just about power.
I just want
power. You just want it. And when you just want power, typically once you get it, you have no idea what to do with it. And so while I don't think Harold's choice is a good choice, I definitely don't think Rox is a better one.
Yeah, like, Rox is a villain at the end of the day. Like, you really want to join up with him? Like, that's why, like, if you could take a stance of neutrality, just keep on working on the side, yeah, you should go for that. But if you had to pick yes or no, it's like, there's no good answer here.
There's no good answer. Isn't. However, I can't pick Rox. There's no optimism there. I don't see any optimism. The only thing you could be optimistic about, the only through line is if, okay, Rox, you want to take over the world. It'll be so many changes that would have to happen. One, the people that are with you. It would have to be different people with you. We'd have to have a plan for each, like the world, right? Maybe I help you make the plan as far as what we're going to do once we come in control, how we're going to distribute the power amongst the crew, the group, who's going to control what. But again, how does that improve what Harold's been working at for over 50 years?
Yeah.
How does that improve the perception of the Giants? It would have to be after they take over, they completely do away with the Heavenly Tribute. And then it's announced that this is because of the Ancient Giants. But it was like a lot of things would have to happen where, again, I wonder if the other Rox Pirates would go for that. We're like, whoa. That's a big moneymaker for us. We can just
we're the
just
new
take
Celestial
that.
Dragons.
We can just take the Heavenly Tribute now. So it's so many moving parts. Like you said, no correct decision. But it would be difficult, very difficult for me to choose Rox. And it's tough because we're not as privy to the conversations that they had every time Rox visited. But I wonder if, like, that conversation came up. I mean, Harold did spitball. It's like, okay, Rox, if I join you, then what? And we never get, like, really into the weeds and the specifics of, like, all right, I join you, then what's next? How do we do it together in the correct way? So very difficult back and forth. We see Harold being denied alliances because of the reputation of the Giants. And again, he's that's what he wants, right?
Yeah.
And Rox is just saying, "Yo, follow me, man. Where's your warrior's pride?" And it's kind of like, "Yo, I have an entire country, Rox. You really have nothing. You have nothing to lose." Essentially,
he even sees the battle as a losing battle, right?
Yeah. So Harold doesn't even think they can win, even with him. Right?
I mean, hell, Rox even knows that he couldn't win when he went up to go see Emu, right? Like,
Rox
he had
left.
to be back. He had to leave.
So very difficult decision. No, I don't think a good option either way, but it'd be hard pressed to go with rocks. Now, you see Loki. He's trying to keep up with rocks, man. It's like, man, I need more news about rocks. So interesting in this panel as well was funny because Ida says rocks isn't coming, Loki. Shut up, you old hag. Want me to pour you some juice? Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? He's still a
Give
kid.
me that juice.
Right? He's still a kid. Still a freaking kid, man. Either way, we go to 39 years ago. The God Valley incident was 38 years ago. So we go, I believe,
We're
right?
close.
We're close to it. And we see twin boys, right? And Oda hides the mom. I did see something on Twitter today that, shout out to Arter, the woman that greeted the twins, she was the woman in the flashback that got her kid. She was being targeted during the God Valley flashback.
Yeah.
So interestingly enough, Shanks's name was actually Shanks, and of course Shamrock. I had a thought, was like, okay, did Roger name Shanks, like because he found him in a chest? But I guess he had a nameplate or something that said Shanks, or some way for them to know that his name was Shanks. Now, here's the question: one, are these Garling's biological kids?
I believe so. I do think that they are Garling's biological kids. I think there is like a theory route where they're not, but I do lean towards yes.
So yeah, so that's something that was out there where it's like, okay, is Garling their dad? We know he was there. He was doing recon, so it's not far fetched that he dabbled with the locals,
The common folk.
yes, which is interesting.
Yeah, why would he do that? And then why wouldn't he like kidnap the woman too?
Yeah, why would he just leave her there? Unless what he found was lineage, right? Or these women, these people, maybe they're descendants of X, and he felt like they were worthy, or maybe just drunk. Who knows?
Yeah. Was just bored. He's like, oh, you know what? I'll get with the
why
first
not?
woman.
She's
Sure.
hot.
And then now we have like the Child of Destiny.
Now we have the Child of Destiny, and we have Shanks and Shamrock. This is interesting. This is really interesting because how do you think Garling visited them after their birth? Or did he, like, how did he take Shamrock back? Because obviously Shanks and they got put in a chest. Is it like the Prince of Egypt, where the mom just sent Shanks down the river and he ended up in a chest and then Roger found him?
I mean, if that's the case, then Shamrock should have been there too.
Shamrock should have been there as well.
He should have been there.
How do they get separated?
The only thing I could think of is that they were intentionally placed in the chests during God Valley, and they're the prizes, which is weird because, like, if it's Garling's kids, why would they be prizes for any celestial dragon? Like, there's a lot about this that just doesn't make sense. I think Shanks could have just stumbled into the chest even, but
or they placed. You know what? I get it now. Let's say you're about to be hunted, right?
Yeah.
You have two twin boys. What the chests, right? Who gets the chests?
The strongest at God Valley.
The strongest at God Valley. So how do you save your kids?
Giving them to the strongest?
Put them in a chest. So I think this could probably lean to the fact that they're not Garling's kids. Like, so for instance, they try to declare God Valley this hunting ground, right? We're going to hunt all of you. Somehow she gets access to the chest. She puts each of them in different chests to like increase, I guess, their chance of survival. At least one of you guys are going to survive. Somehow, maybe Roger tries to apprehend one of the chests after in the midst of the chaos. One of the chests, they don't get apprehended. They stay, and Garling now is going to collect his spoils because he's the one who was the strongest. He finds a baby in there. And then Shamrock goes with Garling, and then Shanks goes with Roger. But the mom was just trying to save her kids. Now, the interesting part here is that it does open up their lineage. Because if Garling's not the dad, then who is? So I just don't see, if it's Garling's kids, them being in the chest up for grabs intentionally.
Yeah,
No way.
it's tough. They left it up in the air. The only thing we have to go off of is when Whitebeard says, "Oh, looking at you reminds me of him."
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, like, Garling, Shanks, and Shamrock, they all look similar. So that what we could use to say that they're
Right.
actually Garling's kids.
Right.
But besides that, it's like, I don't know, man. Like I said, I do like the theory that they were adopted. They're somebody else's kids, and maybe Garling just, like you said, the lineage is what would interest Emu.
Yeah. Oda could be throwing us off or trying to throw us off by him making Garling look similar to them. It's just like, if these are his kids, how do they end up in a chest?
Yeah, why would he do that to his own kids?
And then also, if these are his kids, did he not know? Why even leave the woman here? If she's carrying celestial dragon royalty babies?
Yeah, she's got to be a celestial dragon, right? Kind of like a Saint Homing situation. Because there's no way, like, we've seen hybrids before with Bonnie, right? Bonnie, half celestial, half human. And they tossed their ass in the trash, man. They did not care about her at all.
They didn't care.
But then we have Shanks and Shamrock, who we don't know their origin. Like, we don't know the mom. We don't know. We assume the dad is Garling. It could be somebody else even.
Yeah.
But it's like, if they really were like lowborn, if they have like half regular human blood, then there's a chance that Garling might have just dropped him off. Like, he wouldn't care about these kids. But he does. He does care about Shamrock. They care about Shanks because what? They let him back into the Holy Land.
They let him back into yeah.
So it's just odd.
It's very odd. It's very odd. Especially, think about it. Garling coming back with kids to the Holy Land, like, oh yeah, this is my kid. And this was my kid. Oh, where's the mom? Oh, she's a
Dead.
born.
Yeah, she was a God Valley victim. Like, huh?
Huh? Why you bring these kids here?
You'd be laughing at Garling for your holy night. Like, damn, dude, what are you doing?
Unless their lineage is special. Unless they're members of the D clan.
Oh, that'd be cool. Like,
right,
Garling was mixing the blood.
He chose her on purpose. Right? Where it's like, okay, think about this. Emu is pleased because they found secret clans of the D. And so the goal was to get rid of God Valley no matter what, because God Valley could have been a place where a lot of D clan members inhabited.
Could be it. And it could be like Shanks D for Garland. He could be like the perfect combination, right?
Yeah, he's a Celestial Dragon and a D.
Yeah. Which is why he's the child of destiny.
That's how they knew. Which is why he's the perfect bridge.
But we just, if that's the case, we have to know what the D clan actually does for somebody when it mixes with celestial dragons. Because to our knowledge, the D clan doesn't have any special powers yet.
It's just
it's just a name.
It's just a name and a reputation that comes with it.
Yeah.
So it's interesting if they're his kids and if they're not.
Yeah.
Either way.
I'm leaning towards them being his kids, but I do like the idea that they're not his kids too. Because, Garling messing around with the woman, not taking her back. Is she celestial? Is she not celestial?
It's a lot. It's
a lot. And then, I guess Garling kills her at God Valley. He also wants to hold the competition at his girlfriend's hometown. And then
he puts them in a chest.
Kids in a chest. Yeah, that's why I think it's so... there's a lot we have to answer in the next 1 or 2 chapters, which Oda will do. I think by the time we get the answers, it'll be fine.
It's easy.
When you start with this, right, we have the beginning and we have the end, and we're missing the entire middle portion. It's like, okay, how the hell do we get there?
I don't know what the hell happened. You don't
know
what the hell
happens, man.
They get separated, obviously. I'm assuming
Yeah.
again. I think they get put in different chests. And here's the thing, though, bro. Here's the thing. This is why I'm leaning towards like the mom did it to save the kids. The names. How would Roger know Shanks' name?
It's got to be on his clothing.
Think so?
Somebody had a fun theory. They said, well, since they're twins, you know, in real life, you kind of get your twins mixed up all the time. So you just put like names on their clothing or something like that, so you know who's who.
Possibly. Or the mom left a note saying, take care, baby Shanks.
Yeah. A note would be really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like etched into his back like that frog from Naruto.
That would be insane. That's child abuse. Like his name is Shanks, just on his back.
Yeah, engraved.
That's nuts.
Lasered on.
That's actually insane.
Good theory.
That's actually insane. Nah, I did like this thought experiment with the God Valley, because I know everybody like kind of Garling's kids. Obviously, I'm like,
I'm gonna say right here. So it's funny because I did a spoiler video on this, and I was like, yeah, like I think these are Garling's kids, but what if they aren't? And then let me tell you, brother,
yeah.
I got fucking cooked on that one. People are like,
really?
come on, Sai. Yeah, dude. A lot of people were like, Sai, like that's a horrible theory. It's like, guys, like I said I think it's Garling's kids. It's just an idea, man. People were cooking my ass for that one. So I'm glad you had the same thought. I'm like, okay, I'm not alone. I'm not crazy.
There's nothing wrong with a what if,
God.
you know? It's
like, it's just a what if.
It's just a what if, you know? I think if people get mad at what ifs or theories in One Piece, it's just like you're losing the entire point of why we do these things, right? It's because we spitball, we speculate, we theorize. That's the beauty. That's the fun in it. So, amazing chapter.
Great.
Can't wait for 11:59. Sai. Any final thoughts?
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. Ever since I learned about the cover page story, I've been smiling nonstop. My cheeks kind of hurt, brother. Kozuki Mori is just making my ass smile like left and right. You know how like you know, you just meet like a girl for the first time and she stole your heart and you just can't stop like smiling. That's me and Moria right now. I'm just like, damn, dude, Moria, so much onus in the story. And then Perona, dude. Perona could be from Wano too. And then we have the whole thing with Zoro
you saw
and Perona. It's
and,
like, yo. Toko.
Yeah, Toko.
Yeah, that's a great theory.
I like it. I like it now. But Moria being a Kozuki changes a lot.
Just wait till we get a Moria bounty update and he's in the 2 billions.
Stop. That's enough.
Dude,
right.
Crocodile is 1.9, Boa is 1.6, Buggy's like in the 3s, Mihawk's in the 3s. You know Gekko Mori's gonna be the 2s. Gekko Moria had a higher frozen bounty than Crocodile by 3 times.
Guys, this was a great conversation. Shout out to Sai.
2 billion berry man, dude.
Shout
Gekko
out to
Moria.
Sai.
Just wait.
Moria is somebody that, like, you don't hate him. Right? He's not a character that's hated. You know, I don't feel sorry for him, but, you know, it's kind of like, well, I did initially because he got shafted. But this is interesting. It leads to a lot of speculation. But, guys, give me your thoughts. Like the video if you did. Shout out to Sai for pulling up today. Sai's channel will be in the description down below. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace out, everybody.